I have never attempted a card show challenge before, but it's always something I've wanted to do. So when the SA Card Collectors Show was coming to Adelaide, I knew this was my opportunity. I just had no idea at the time that it was going to be one of the most challenging projects I'd undertake, not only as a Pokemon TCG collector, but also as a filmmaker. First, let's start by going over the challenge and the rules. It's quite simple. I have between 9 AM and 3 PM to complete a 151 Pokedex binder. The cards can be any language from any set, but it has to be done for less than $151 US. That's approximately 230 Australian dollars at the time of shooting this video. I'll keep a running tally of the true value of the cards at the end to see if the value matches the money spent. The outcome will be the same regardless of whether I complete this challenge or not. I will have to give it to a kid at the end of the video. However, it will be a lot less embarrassing if it's a completed binder. I wanted to start the binder with something, so I picked the promo cards of the original starter Pokemon that can be found in the 151 poster collection box to get the challenge rolling. The first hour is going to be the easiest, as there's VIP entry from 9 AM with general entry after 10, so I need to get as much done as possible before the flood of people rush through the door.
Ben, how are you? Good to see you.
I met Ben briefly before the show started, and he's such a genuine nice guy. He told me about his $2 per card binder, and that's Australian dollars, so about $1.30 US. And he said if I purchased a stack of them, he'd do me a good deal. And his binder was full of awesome cards, some of them worth well more than $2. If there was a single vendor who helped me out more than the rest, it was absolutely Ben. From his binders, I managed to get Kakuna, Rattata, Spearow, Ekans, Raichu, Sandshrew, Sandslash, Nidorina, Vulpix, Jigglypuff, Golbat, Gloom, Parasect, Diglett, Meowth, Arcanine, Machoke, Weepinbell, Graveler, Rapidash, Seal, Grimer, Muck, Ghastly, Haunter, Drowsy, Hypno, Execute, Executor, Cubone, Rhyhorn, Rhydon, Tangela, Horsey, Goldeen, Staryu, Starmie, Scyther, Jinx, Gyarados, Kabuto, Moltres and Mewtwo. A total of 43 cards off him, and he charged me 50 Australian dollars, which is about $33.15 American. A fantastic start to the challenge. Not even 15 minutes in, 43 cards down and 108 to go. I sat down and sorted all the cards into the binder, which took me a lot longer than I expected, pushing me past 9:30 AM. So I didn't have long until the doors opened to the general public, filling this room up, making it a lot harder to move around, and massive lines to each vendor's table. Next, I was pointed in the direction of Jimmy from Jimmy and Noodle Rips. Jimmy was a super nice guy too, and was very welcoming to the idea of my challenge. I know vendors sometimes get a bit iffy about helping out content creators with challenges, as they typically mean the vendor loses out. But he really threw me a huge advantage. He gave me a box that was full of EX cards and told me that if I found anything in there I wanted, I could take them for free. It really was generosity on another level. And going through this box, I was able to pick up Venusaur, Charizard, Pidgeot, Nidoking, Ninetales, Wigglytuff, Persian, Kangaskhan, Snorlax, Zapdos, and I found 2 Pikachus I was trying to decide between. I asked Jimmy his opinion, and when he found out this binder was going to a kid at the end of the day, he grabbed a vintage Blackstar promo Pikachu and donated it to the binder like an absolute champion.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, Jimmy. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Alright, time for an update. That's 12 more cards into the binder, pushing us up from 45 cards to 57. And I didn't spend a cent, raising the price of this binder substantially, especially after receiving that Blackstar promo Pikachu. After putting all these cards into the binder and doing a quick recap of the checklist, 10 AM passed by and now general entry had started. I realised this was about to get a lot more difficult. It was crazy. Moving in any direction was slow. Every table had a line or crowd. It took me forever to get to any vendor, and all the cards were getting snapped up left, right and centre. The next vendor I visited was Liam and Michelle at Fabled Games. They had a huge stack of bulk to sift through, between $1 and $2. After a little bit of persistence, I managed to get a further 32 cards for a total of 33 Australian dollars. That's just under 22 US dollars, getting me up over halfway with 86 cards now in the binder and having only spent 55 US dollars. If I kept spending at a similar rate for the next 50 or so cards, I should have a little bit left in the budget for the last 10 or 15 cards to to actually get something cool, and that's what I did. Over the next 2.5 hours, I bounced around to some very friendly vendors that I haven't met before, and also returned to some that I had.
This might be useful for you. I had a child give me this and say, give this to a child for free. So if you want to give this to a child for free, it has cards in it.
Oh, amazing.
That might be good for you.
Yeah, definitely. I'll find a kid to give it to.
Cards in there.
Yeah, no worries.
No worries.
Legend. Thanks, man.
That's okay.
Appreciate it.
This was a pretty cool moment. After visiting Liam and Michelle at Fabled Games again, and finding a few more cards for the binder, Liam gave me a mini portfolio full of cards to give away to a random child. And it didn't take long for me to find one. Pretty soon after leaving his table, I saw a young girl in a pram crying, and her dad seemed pretty stoked that I chose her to give it to.
Someone just gave me this to give out to someone. Would this cheer her up? Would you like some Pokemon cards? That's yours if you want it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, mate.
Yeah, what was your name?
Grant.
Very nice.
Nice to meet you. High five.
High five.
There you go.
I walked away feeling pretty good about myself and went back to it. And after a lot of grinding and a lot of flipping through binders, I managed to get another 55 cards for the binder for 82 Australian dollars, bringing the total up to 141 cards for $109.26 US. And some of these cards were seriously cool considering how little I'd spent. I was still in awe of the vintage Pikachu Black Star promo that Jimmy generously donated to the binder. I had approximately $40 US left in the budget for the final 10 cards, and it's just hit 1:50 PM. Now I want to focus on giving this binder a little bit of bling. I couldn't go crazy, but a couple of lower end illustration rares would be awesome, and I had just over an hour to get them. I knew it was going to be tight, so I went and saw my friends at Card Traders Australia who had over 10 binders full of cards that might be within my budget. And they were getting absolutely smashed by customers and were easily one of the busiest tables in there. However, I recruited the help of one of their vendors, Nicole, and started sifting through those binders to see what I could find.
Dugong's going to be so hard to find.
Oh no. Well, there's a Dugong in the Inferno set.
Yep, there is.
Yeah. I actually saw that. I saw that earlier. I can't remember where I saw it, but I saw it earlier.
I'd actually seen it on Jimmy's table. While I was waiting to talk to him for the first time, he was finishing up a trade, so I started flipping through one of his binders. And there it was. But I was right at the beginning of my challenge at the time, and I just wasn't spending any money on IRs.
Wait, Alakazam? No, you got that.
Have I? No, I need Alakazam. Perfect, thank you. Oh, yes. Cool, thank you. Okay.
Just under an hour remaining, and I've managed to tick off 5 more cards, spending a further $15 and narrowing what I need now down to the final 5. Poliwrath, Golem, Dugong, Omanyte and Kabutops. I have $31.80 US or about $50 Australian left in the budget. However, there are only 58 minutes left of the show. A lot of vendors who have already sold out are starting to pack up, and those who were still going were starting to look bare, but I had to try. I was too close to give up now. It was then I bumped into someone I knew, Michael from Pokedex Collectibles in the city. They're not too far from my work, and I occasionally go in on my lunch breaks to check out their singles binders and sometimes get a pack or two while I'm in there. I told him about my challenge, and he pointed me in the direction of a vendor who might have some cards I needed.
That place over there with the balloons, they've got a whole vintage binder full of 151, like original.
Oh, really?
Like either reprint or base set stuff that was like pretty cheap for what it is normally.
Yeah, right.
I'd say probably check that.
Legend.
They're also
Thanks,
really
man.
nice. So.
Yeah, no worries.
Right, good luck. Have fun.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
When I got there though, it was quite busy. I was running out of time and finding a gap was difficult. But when I did and I was able to flip through the binders, I managed to find a Golem and a Poliwrath, which means I now have 3 to go, with 45 minutes remaining. This vendor was actually pretty close to Ben, so I went back to pay him a visit and update him on my progress. He grabbed a box from under the table and flipped through some cards and boom, Kabutops. And he didn't even charge me for it.
How much? Are you sure? Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Ben, if you're watching this, you're a superstar, mate. Thank you so much for everything. 2 cards to go. Omanyte and Dugong. I headed back towards the entrance as the crowd started to thin out, to have a chat to Liam and Michelle at Fabled Games, but unfortunately their binders had no dugong or omanyte, and directly opposite them was Jimmy's table, where I'd seen that dugong from Inferno X earlier. However, it must have sold because it wasn't there anymore. There's now less than 30 minutes remaining, and I knew I needed some serious luck. And just as luck would have it, a Japanese omanyte was sitting right there in front of me, and they didn't even charge me for it. Legends. One final card now. I need a dugong, and I need it fast.
Dugong of any kind.
Dugong.
No?
Maybe the binders.
I just started asking any vendor I could, seeing if anyone had a dugong, but it was starting to feel like this was it. This was how it ended. Vendor after vendor just didn't seem to have a dugong or know of where I could get one, and I couldn't find one in any binder I looked through.
151 Pokedex challenge for the day. I'm only missing a dugong. Do you have a dugong anywhere? Literally, this has been from 9:30 this morning. I've got everything but a friggin' dugong.
Oh, so that's why you're...
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Whoa, do we have a dugong? Oh, okay. Is that the only card you're missing?
It's the only card out of 151 that I've got today.
Actually, it's so impressive.
And with 20 minutes left, I'm going to cry if I don't get a dugong.
Have you asked the people in the trade area?
No, but that's a good shout.
There's a lot of good...
That's a good shout. I'll head up to the trade area.
That's actually good.
Yeah, I might head up there.
Thanks, sorry.
No, oh good. Thank you very much, mate. Cheers.
The trade area was a brilliant idea.
But do any of you guys have a dugong of any kind?
Is that the... I'm not sure I do. Let me double check. Where are my water types? You want to trade or... Not in this folder. I'm not sure I would have it with me. Sorry.
That's all right. Thank you very much for looking. Appreciate it, man. Cheers. Thank you. Get a dugong of any kind?
Yeah, sure. I'm anything like...
Think I'm around, but I don't have any.
No. All right. Thanks anyway, guys. Cheers.
I understand. See you, mate.
There's now less than 10 minutes to go, and I spot someone looking through a binder that appeared to have base set cards. Surely, a dugong had to be in there.
There it is.
You're waiting. Everyone get Thanks. Oh, good. $4.
Oh, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There it is. What a feeling. Thank you.
Oh, good. See ya.
See ya.
And I did it! I completed my challenge by finding that dugong with only minutes to go. Such a good feeling. I was over the moon to successfully complete this binder.
I did it. Thank you. Thank you for helping me today, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, man. I did it. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate your help. Thank you. I got it.
You got it? Oh, yeah.
Thanks, man. Cheers. I did it.
But the challenge wasn't over quite yet. To successfully complete it, I needed to find a kid to give it to. And then I saw a father and his son browsing through some binders at a vendor's table.
Binder today where it was 151 cards, the original, and I want to give it to a kid.
No, you're not.
Yeah. So I was wondering whether I could give it to you.
No, you're not going to give it to my son.
Yeah, if he wants it. But I've completed this binder today, and I'm looking for a special guy to give it to. Would you like this binder? Yeah? There you go. That's all yours. No worries. Enjoy, man.
Thanks so much.
No worries, man. Enjoy. Cheers.
Well, that was it. My entire day all led to that moment, and it couldn't be any more satisfying. Back to the studio. Well, that's it. Thank you for being a part of my video, Jason. I hope your son liked his new binder and all the cards. I want to extend a huge thank you to Jimmy from Jimmy and Noodle Rips. Thank you so much for that Pikachu. That was generosity on another level. To Ben, who helped me out with the first bunch of cards I got. He gave me a great price. He had them all listed at like $2 and he gave them all to me for less than $1. And I also want to thank my friend Jared from Card Traders Australia in Semaphore. He helped get me into a sold out show and he also threw in a bunch of cards for my binder too. Please make sure you like and subscribe. I've got tons of other content on my channel and there's also loads of more content coming soon.